Okay guys, we're going to proceed with part 2 of the, if you remember from the last video, you should have had 4 pieces, 2 big or 2 fat, whatever, and 2 narrow ones. So you're going to need those, and you're going to need a sewing machine. Now, my sewing machine is like really old, okay? It's probably older than just about everybody who's going to watch this video. I think it's from like the 60s or whatever, but it's all metal machine, it's industrial grade, it'll sew through like 8 layers of denim all at once, so. Anyway, but my stitches are probably not going to be laid out the way that your guys's are. If you have a newer machine or if you're using your girlfriend's machine or whatever. I can do just about all the same stitches, but the way that my machine sets up is completely different than newer machines. So I've went ahead and done it ahead of time, but what you're going to need is either for the first part, is either a straight line back and forth stitch, like up, down, or you can use a narrow but like wide offline zigzag stitch. So it's going to go here, 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 here. But when you pull it, it'll leave 2 black lines like so, okay? Anyway, I've already set my machine up for this. You're also going to want to use corded string, not corded string, like industrial grade, some heavy duty sewing string. I'm not using that because I'm out of it, and the only color that I have in that right now is like neon or fluorescent pink or whatever, and although it would look good offset on the white, I'm really not trying to have that. So let me see here. That's pretty much it. Like, if you need to know how to set up a sewing machine or something like that, there's tons of videos on YouTube that'll do it for you or show you how to do it. I don't feel that I need to do that right now. If you don't know how to sew, you should learn how to sew. You can make a lot of money sewing, and I make a lot of money sewing, and it's just a hobby I do on my side because my grandmother showed me how to do it one day. Okay, so first step here, before I continue on, my machine is kind of loud, so you may not be able to hear me, so I'm probably not going to talk while it's running. So anyway, you're going to need to take one of the larger ones, your large square here, and one of your small squares, like so. And you need to put them what is called the correct side or the right sides together. So this one is, the print is on this side and this side is all white. So the prints need to go together like so, and then you need to line them up from tip to tip and follow that line, and it needs to be as close together as you can possibly get it. And then now you're going to sit here, come in, and you're going to drop it right here. And then you're going to stitch like so. Oh, it's always better, I'm going to tell you now before, because you're not going to be able to hear me when the machine is running. Sew a little bit forward and then reverse your machine and then come back over it again, if that makes sense. It keeps it from raveling out. So you need to do that. And this gets a lot of movement, so you're going to want to do that. So that's what you're going to see me do when the fabric goes forward, and it'll come back and it'll go forward again. So I forgot to mention is you're going to notice that I'm not using pens to hold the fabric. And ever since I've learned how to do this, I don't like pens. They drive me crazy and they slow me down. I just hold everything with my fingers. But if you're new to sewing, you should probably use pens. And any video that will show you how to sew will show you how to use pens too. So anyway, we're going to get back on it. And I'm thinking that'll probably be good. So anyway, we'll continue on. What did I do with the scissors? Alright, and then this is going to be your first piece. So as you can see, when you fold it open, you now have 2 sides of your shift boot. And I don't know if you guys can see that, but the stitch matches with the cross section there, just like your OEM does. Again, like I said, a lot of people who don't know what they're doing are just butt sewing this together, and I mean that's just not the way you're supposed to do it. You know, pay attention to who you buy from. Anybody out there with a sewing machine is slinging these things out, so you know, get one from someone who knows what they're doing. And I will be, if anybody wants to buy this, you are most definitely welcome to buy it for like 10 bucks PayPal. But anyway, continue on. Now we have a big one and a little one, and now we're going to need a big one again, which is going to have to come in like this. So it should be, these are going to both face upwards, and then this one's going to put the pattern down to the top and face again here. So you're going to go from corner to corner just like last time. Corner to corner. Am I going to big or big to small here? Yeah, it's big to small. Alright. And remember to keep your order. Big, small triangle, big, small triangle. So here we go again. And this time it's going to start. And this is some technical sewing. It's like really tight right up in here. It gets annoying. So don't get deterred. It's easy. Anyway, we're going to continue on. It'll be the same thing. I'm going to sew a little bit forward and I'm going to sew backwards. So here we go. Again with the backwards, and then just run all the way to the end, bring it forward, cut your strings, and as you can see now we're starting to get a shift boot here. Alright, so now it's, you know, big, small, big, and this little bit that's off center here, this is nothing, I just didn't trim it all the way. The more you mess with fabric, the more you'll realize that certain things just do not matter. It's like building a house. If you've ever built a house, you realize, you know, 2x4s don't always butt perfectly together and they still build the house. Same thing with fabric. Speaking of, I was like very shocked at how shabbily houses are really built the last time I did one. So anyway, it's going to be the same thing, same material. It should be pattern facing together, and it should go big, small, big, and then this one is the small that we're sewing down here. So I'm going to do the same thing again, forward and then backwards, and then backwards, and then forward. May have broke the string. Nope, I'm good. Never mind. Same thing. Cut it off here. Now, okay, this is the fun part of doing this, or the part that's actually going to drive you guys insane. So when you flip it over, you're going to have these three seams here. You need to stitch on each side of these seams, is which gives you that two black lines that run along the seam here on your OEM boot. Hold on. You see how there's a seam in the middle and then there's two stitches up each side. So to do that, what you do is you come back here, and I know my machine is not going to do what I want it to do exactly, so that's how we're going to do it. You've got to fold this down. Which side was I working with initially? This one. And let's see. Like I said, this is the most annoying part of this. And what I do is drop it down here. I'm just checking to see how far the needle's going right now. You'll notice I didn't go backwards on this, and it's basically because my needle is going here, 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 and it's slowly moving forward as it does that. So it's back stitching as it goes. So there's no real reason to go back and forward and reverse on this. Let's see if you guys can see what it does. That's how you get that line there, like so, on each side of the seam. And then you're going to repeat the process again. I really hate doing this part, but it is the proper way to do it. And if you're going to do it right. I'm going to keep this flat. Straight as possible. Alright, done there. Repeat again. You should end up looking like this on the back side. You see how it's done, and then you get your double stitching going on here, which, because of this nylon-like fabric, it's kind of pulling. I'm not really digging it, but it's the fabrics that's causing it to look funky, not the stitching. So you'll repeat the process again and again until you get to the end. And a part of the other reason that you want to do this, especially since you're not using leather or pleather, is this is what gives it the stay up. Like, it stays up on its own, and this is part of the reason why it's like a reinforcing thing. But anyway, we got one more, and you're only going to do this step on these three in the middle. The last one, where you connect these together, there's no way to go back in and sew that. So once you have one side that doesn't get this done to it, and there's nothing you can do about that. It is the way it is. There's no way to sew inside of it. So get this working again. Now what we're going to do is come up here and fold this down. I hate doing this part too, because it gets funky. How far down does it fold? So you're going to come down to just like right here, okay? And then you're going to sew this. And you should do a curve. I'm going to do a straight line because I'm already getting irritated with doing all this. But anyway, it's no biggie. And all these little straggler strings, you just go back through and cut them off later, or right now, because they're annoying me. So, and then now you're going to take this and you're going to fold it inside out. It's going to be just like this. And I'm not fully liking how far down that went, but there's nothing I can do about it at this point in time, so. And you're going to go here thing as you've done before, corner to corner. Sew it. I should have backstitched right there, but I did not, and it's all good. And that's how you get a properly done shift boot. So everything's all good here. Then you're just going to take your piece here, going to line it up, short sides to short side, long side to long slide. You're going to make little slits, and then you're going to place it on there. So another way to do this, because like I said, I messed this up right here, is you can put, if you sew it straight up, you can put a grommet in the end of this, but I didn't want to do that. But anyway, there you go. That's how it's done. And if y'all want this, $10, it's yours, free. Or not free, but $10, free shipping. There you go. Have a good day. Enjoy the video. Like, share, subscribe, do all that stuff everybody else says.